Welcome back to Gaming with Crushworth. Wow, 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 wow. We just saw the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. And hun, what did you think?
That was absolutely incredible, like from start to finish. I personally think that was one of the best directs we've had in a long time.
I'd say it was one of the best directs we've ever had. It was unbelievable. The first game they announced was Mario Kart World. And what did you think of that one?
I thought it was very exciting. And Crushworth, what were your predictions that actually ended up being true?
Well, I was just being wild and crazy, outlandish even. I was talking with a friend of mine and I said, wouldn't that be weird if Mario Kart went open world and you could just drive everywhere? And it came true. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And the graphics, everything about it, the world, the modes was really, really exciting.
What really stood out to me was the knockout mode, especially with 24 races and then having to place at a certain rank to progress. I thought that was really cool, and it makes you get good to beat everybody else. And then I also really liked in the trailer we got to see the karts sort of doing the almost like a grind on the rails. And
that was awesome. Yeah.
And then also like the wall jumps too.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so new and excited to have that incorporated into the game. The outfits.
Oh yeah, let me just say, Princess Peach in those short shorts, wah wah wee wah. That was hot. The cow on the bicycle.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Or on the motorbike. It's not a bicycle. Ding, 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 ding. A quick pause on these two knuckleheads. I'm future Crushworth. We've had so much information and commotion since the Direct that it's hard to keep up. I've heard all the chatter about the Nintendo Switch 2. Yes, all of it. But we're still excited. There's going to be wonderful new games to play and new horizons for this channel. I'll also be waiting alongside everyone else for Nintendo to provide some more answers. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, please hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell to get all notifications.
And the next thing that they discussed was the game chat and the camera as well, which was very exciting and neat to see how they actually have moved in a really positive direction for that online play making it easier to chat with your friends. And then when you have the camera as well, just being able to see like your friends' reactions as you play in the games. And something that definitely stood out to me was when they also announced the Switch edition for the games as right? So you upgrade it, and the first one they talked about was Mario Party Jamboree and Jamboree TV.
Yep.
Just even seeing how that camera is incorporated, and again, just seeing your friends moving and shaking for some of those mini games. But Crushworth, what did you think about it?
Well, I thought it was really neat how you got the 4 screens. You can see your friends, you can see the games they're playing. You don't even have to be playing the same game. So you're streaming their game into your room and vice versa. So it's just a really collaborative way to play. I'm actually going to circle back to the Nintendo Switch 2 editions, and specifically Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. These are two of my favorite games. And watching them, you know, I hate to say it, but it was enough to make a grown man cry.
It's true.
Not this grown man, just another grown man somewhere else. But seeing those games in that resolution and that frame rate, it was gorgeous. And I'm probably going to do the old double dip. I'm going to get that chip and I'm going to dip it twice, because I'm buying the Nintendo Switch 2 editions of those games again. Okay, I had to come in here before Crushworth gets too excited. Someone needs to keep a level head and someone needs to figure out what's actually on the cartridge for these Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch 2 editions. All right, well, that's me out again. See you later. Bye, 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 bye.
What's really great about what they're doing as well, again, having that collaborative feel through the Nintendo app, being able to share some of the designs that people are building in Tears of the Kingdom, or as well getting a little bit of navigational help finding Koroks or items. I thought that was a really great way to just add something new to the games. Oh, Crushworth.
What's that?
The next announcement. No way!
Yes way.
Is in dire need of repair.
Elden Ring.
Yes.
Oh my god, I love Elden Ring. It is such a good game. I've played it, I've beaten it on the Xbox, and I can't believe that it's on the Switch too. Soulsborne games are amazing. They're not for everyone.
This is true. I have my struggles with it, but I'm going to give it a for effort go.
Yes.
And I think too it'll be really cool to be able to play that handheld as well.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you imagine you're just like sitting in a forest playing Elden Ring?
Yes.
That would be so weird.
Just sitting under a tree.
Yeah, just like, oh, look at my bonk build. Yeah, bonk build in the wild.
Oh.
Oh my.
Bonk of the Wild.
The Legend of Elden Ring, Bonk of the Wild. I'd play that.
Alright, and the next one that I was pretty excited about was Split Fiction. Now, I was looking at possibly picking it up on Steam, but
wow.
now that I know it's coming to Nintendo Switch 2, I think I'm going to play it there. I have heard nothing but great things about it, so I'm excited to maybe play that one with you, Crushworth.
Well, I would like that because we haven't quite gotten to It Takes Two, and so this would be the first kind of co-op collaborative game, and it would be so much fun to play that with you. Yes, I would love that.
Bum, bum, ba, ba, bum. Ba, 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 bum. Sorry, I had to be done.
Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment looked so good because we got to go back to the imprisoning war. That story was never really told that dynamically in Tears of the Kingdom.
Something about those games too, because even Age of Calamity, the storytelling in it was really great, and I think, as you said, it'll just kind of add more to the story, and I don't know, might be worth playing Tears of the Kingdom afterwards again.
Yeah. I think that Age of Calamity might get a Nintendo Switch 2 edition because that one didn't run as well on the Switch.
So the next announcement had me shook.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Switch Online, they finally gave it to us.
Oh, they did it. They did it.
We're upgraded.
Nintendo Switch
Needus.
Online Plus Expansion Pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2.
Yes.
Nintendo GameCube, originally released in 2001.
We finally got GameCube, baby! And not only that, they opened with Wind Waker, which is incredible. Yep. That is one of my personal favorite Zelda games. But I may have seen a lifelong dream in that list of future GameCube games.
Titles will be added in the future.
Oh, yay!
Nintendo GameCube?
A certain Pokemon Colosseum and a Pokemon Gale of Darkness.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Do not stop dreaming, kids. It finally happened. It will happen.
Oh my goodness. Every time we're talking predictions, Hun, you're always like, Gale of Darkness, Gale of Darkness.
Pokemon Coliseum, it's gotta happen.
Oh my god, it's happening. And then it never does.
Until now.
Until now. Yeah.
So my next one, what's the next one I'm gonna try manifest in? Pokemon Channel.
Okay.
Yeah, so that will be to stay tuned kind of thing, but for now I am a happy camper. I lost my mind with the GameCube announcement, but the next one made you lose your mind, care to share?
To see Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade coming to the Nintendo Switch 2, I lost it. I was so excited. This was one of my dream predictions. I am actually playing Final Fantasy IX right now on the Switch, and I'm gonna jump into Final Fantasy VII with the on the Switch again, and then the remake coming up. Oh man, that's gonna be a treat. But I do want to play the OG first so that I know that plot and I can jump into it as a fan of the old one. It's me again. I realized in my exuberance I didn't even talk about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We've seen more from that game. Talking about it now feels even better. Samus, yes, she looks amazing, and I was so impressed to see how quickly the Switch 2 recognizes the player moving from holding Joy-Cons to using them in mouse mode. The Nintendo Treehouse showed the opening moments of the game, and my jaw hit the floor. I don't think I've ever seen a Nintendo game look this good. This is the future, my friends.
So this one was a bit of what I'd like to call a sneaky announcement.
Oh yes.
As it was so casually slipped into a sizzle reel. Wait,
Okay.
what?
It's real! It's real! Team Cherry, it's real!
This has to be the best direct now that that's been announced.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Hollow Knight Silksong?
Yeah, like that game, they had it in a tree house years and years and years ago.
And so this is, of course, coming from Team Cherry. Fantastic folks, hard at work wrapping up the game. So
And then it was just nothing. And then there was a cheeky Xbox email, and there was all these, pages going up, and then, but Silksong never materialized.
Every Nintendo Direct, everyone's like, Silksong, Silksong. And we're like, oh, will it really be in a Nintendo Direct? Lo and behold, it was in a Nintendo Direct, so...
Yeah, and I didn't even have my injection of hopium before this. It was just...
We'd given up hope.
Yeah, we'd given up hope. I thought it was like a dream. I thought the game wasn't real. It's like, did we see Silksong years ago? I don't know. Who knows?
But very exciting news. And
Yes.
there was a lot in the sizzle reel as well, but that one particularly stood out for us.
Oh yes. Can we talk about that Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive From Software game called The Duskbloods?
Absolutely, we can. Take it away, Crushworth.
Like, the trailer looked so beautiful, and again, we're talking classic Soulsborne, new IP. I believe I've never seen anything like it, and it was absolutely crazy for Nintendo Switch 2 to get an exclusive From Software game, one of the biggest developers in the world. Their games are just phenomenally well received, and I think that is going to be a system seller right there. There's going to be folks who have never played a Nintendo Switch picking up a Switch 2 just to get their hands on that one. Kirby Air Ride came out on the GameCube years and years ago, and this was one I never got the chance to play, but my best friend, man, he loves that game, and I think it was one of his, never in a million years would there be a game like that again.
It's Kirby.
Kerbo.
Oh, come on, Kirby, get it going.
Yay! A sequel to Kirby Air Ride. I couldn't believe it. Sakurai was cooking for the last couple of years, I bet. what a neat racing game, and it might bring back some love for the OG game as well.
I think so, yes. Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yes. To get a 3D platforming action-adventure Donkey Kong game again is spectacular. We haven't seen something like that since Donkey Kong 64. I love that game, but there is something we need to talk about: Donkey Kong's redesign.
Now, at first, it's a little bit jarring, I will be honest. But after watching that trailer, I was like, actually, you know what? He actually doesn't look that bad.
No, I think he looks great and just so expressive. His eyes, just his emotions, everything. I saw some of his partners in there. We saw a DK Blast barrel, a mine cart, some old-fashioned, 2D platforming sections.
We did see some there.
What did you like about Donkey Kong Bonanza?
I like that there was a little bit of humor in there, which I always love when games are able to incorporate that. And then I think just being able to run around and some of the climbing, I was like, ooh, this is giving me a little bit of Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
But no, being able to climb and even punch through the ground as well to do a little bit of mining, it looks like. Now that I'm thinking about it, even some of the bosses or the enemies, I'm excited to see what those fights look like.
Speaking of punching things, I think you can punch everything in the game, and that's really spectacular. The engine itself that they built it in, it's something else. The game looks stunning, it looks fun, and I can't wait to get my hands on it.
Speaking about the Nintendo Switch 2 generally, it's coming out June 5th, and that's so close.
It really is.
And, before we know it, we'll have the system in our hands and being able to play some of those games on camera with our friends, using the game chat and really seeing what it's gonna feel like to play an upgraded version of Breath of the Wild. It's all so exciting, and it feels like Christmas.
Aww.
It was a fantastic direct, but boy were we overwhelmed, because it was just an awesome announcement after awesome announcement after brain-breaking announcement.
Yes. What kind of things were you guys excited about in this awesome direct? We want to know in the comments below. But until next time, I'm always cooking up something amazing right here in Crushworth headquarters. But until next time, see you later. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, like, subscribe, and crush that bell to catch all my videos. And get this, reviewing games is new to me, YouTube isn't. Gaming with Crushworth joins traveling with Crushworth in the Crushworth Extended Universe. What games are you playing? Let me know in the comments below. See you later.